Hey guys, ZodocLeader635 on Gemmy Master Animatronics, and today, finally, I will be reviewing these black hip-hop guys dancing, you know, whatever these are, called because they don't have a name. They never had and they never will. I just call them black guys. I don't know why. I called them like that since I was young, and that's it. So, there's nothing much to say about them. You guys have seen everything on the video that I made repairing these things. The main issue was a lot of broken parts, brittle gears and such. And here's my collection of brittle gummy gears. All of these are brittle as fuck. Some are even labeled so I know how many teeth they had, and I believe these had like 24 if I'm not wrong. 24 teeth, and a 10 tooth on top. Thankfully, I had an exact plastic replacement for both, and all I needed after that was to put some grease, and that was it. From there, what I did, of course, was there's a piece that makes these things, wiggle back and forth like they do, which should be around. It's actually, well, I actually put them away. They are the most fragile piece of the entire thing. Absolutely, like out of all the things, that's the first thing I would always break when back in the day. I remember my first ever animatronic with this movement had that issue too. I mean, all of them have it at this point. If they're not well taken care of, they're gonna have this issue, and that's why I decided I would 3D print a you know a PLA replacement for both, and it worked just fine, as you guys were able to appreciate. This one had a few missing parts that I had to replicate as well, just like the spinning knot that makes it go up and down, and the piece that kind of holds that. It makes it easier for the thing to go up and down. And I think that was it for that one. And this one, I just had to 3D print the classic, side-to-side lever, and that was it. Aside from that, right now you can forcibly move them and everything. They're fine. The mechanisms are smooth. On this one, I had to replace the speaker because it just sounded like shit, and it wasn't a membrane problem or anything. I tried gluing the membrane and it still sounded really flat. But I replaced the speaker. It turned out to sound like 3 times better than this one now. But yeah, I apologize for the voltage level of the batteries though, because these batteries, I have 4 rechargeables, and then I put 2 regular ones so I can have both of these running, and you're gonna have at least 1 or 2 volts less than what it's supposed to do, and they're gonna move slightly slower, but it gets the activation quite well done. Aside from that, a little bit of the story of these. I've never had these things. Believe it or not, I never had these 2 specific models. I've never had any kind of this. I've had a few other black guys that would sing this song, but they were different. I remember I've only had one of these that would like sing "Champion" by "Champion." I mean by Busta Star. I think that's how you pronounce it. Busta, Basta, whatever. No one knows shit about that guy. I don't know. I don't even know if the singer Psy was the one who really made that song, or was it actually Busta Star. That's something that's debated on the internet, and I just don't fucking know, because again, there's no register of Busta Star making an English version of that song. But we'll just leave it as that. Um, when I was young, these things were everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Black guys that would play the bongos. I've only seen it once though, but the one black guy that would like play guitar. That's one that I had only one time, and I never saw it again. Then rapper black guys like these. There were also white guys though. There were some of these like with this exact movement that they would sing "Yeah" by Usher. There was actually 2 versions as far as I can remember. One would have this exact movement, then there was another one that would have the movement of the ones that move the arms and then they move the body. They would do that. Aside from that, they were known back then, and I never really got the chance to own these 2, but now I own them. And the funny thing is that I was about to own this one, but thanks to a stupid excuse from my parents back then, I never owned it. This is one that I saw at a flower store. That here in Argentina, most flower stores, they tend to have some kind of animatronic or something. because you know, a flower present for either, I don't know, your girlfriend or your, I don't know, your parents or so, you usually kind of put a plush toy next to it, and usually they do have animatronics for sale. When it comes to some places like that, like for example, there was a dog store. I remember a pet shop actually, you know, but not actual pets, things for pets like food and all that shit. They actually had the white guy and a few other animatronics from the time. Like that really retarded looking dog that would sing Only You that has like big fucking eyes. Oh my god, that thing's so retarded. Anyway, and of course this flower store actually had it. They had it like way up high for me at least, so it must have been like this high. And they took it down. He turned it, you know, the seller turned it on, and I was like, oh my god, that is so cool and shit, because I was like, oh my god, that's the thing I would see on YouTube. Because again, back then I was giving my first steps through YouTube, 2008 2009, and I was watching all of these animatronic videos and all of that shit, and I was like, holy shit, so they did make it here. And then my parents just said, hey, you're not behaving properly, so we're not gonna buy you. And I was like, oh shit. I mean, I was fucking pissed. So I can say that over 10 years later, I can already show this and say, in your fucking face, I got it myself. Suck it. Not in the best of conditions, but suck it. Anyways, these are fine now. They are clean. They fully work. They work like a charm, but they are not perfect. Okay, this one has a missing battery cover that I could very well 3D print, but I just don't feel like it at the moment. And they have, you know, they have a little tear on this one. It's a large one on the shirt. Yeah, this one has a Che Guevara shirt right there, and you guys can see there's a tear right over there. Not sure if you guys can see it over the top, like if they tried to remove the shirt. And then there's this one which has a bigger fucking tear in the front and in the back. So they are not perfect, but hell, they work like a charm. Anyways, I think that's everything I have to say. I mean, I cleaned them up, I fixed the legs, because both had cracks in the legs, both had cracks. The front hook of this piece over there was broken, and I had to fix it. And, but yeah, like I said, these were sold in Argentina from 2007 to 2009 or 10. And that was it. I never saw them again. Then they probably remade them, but a little less, a little less detailed, because they didn't really have that many, you know, rap shit. Because, you know, this is kind of like China right here trying to communicate with youngers. Just look at this shit. Exhibit. Weapons of mass destruction. Rap wallpapers. And then you see the fucking head. 50 Cent Massacre. Hip hop. This is literally fucking China saying, how you doing, fellow kids? Same thing here, and of course here we got fucking Che Guevara. Not sure why, but it's there. But yeah, I mean, that's practically it. They were made by Ami Toys. At least these were imported by Ami Toys, or Ami Toys. And they've got this tag. They usually would have, a little thing that say to from right there. And here's a few of the data. Shit that we already know. Winner International, you know. I don't even know if this place still fucking exists. They probably do, but they must suck at importing, because most of the animatronic... there's no more animatronics. I don't believe it. I mean, I know that Fifi Toys is still in business. I know that Yanni Toys is still in business, but I don't believe they still import animatronics. It's mostly plushes right now. As I said, the good old times of animatronics are fucking gone. There's no way around that. You know, you cannot just have a fucking boom right now with animatronics and have all of these things just come back into the market like a fucking storm. There's political correctness that's fucking retarded, and it fucks up the fucking freedom of creativity. There's also the fucking fact that these things are no longer that easy and that, you know, that cheap to produce. I'm supposing that if you were to want to make something exactly like this, you would have a slight minimal increase in the value that you would. Because, you know, again, they still have the same exact quality as today's animatronics. There's no way around that. You grab something that was made a couple of years back, may still have the same fucking, you know, quality. They really haven't changed too much. But it feels like they would be a little bit more expensive to make. That's what I'm trying to emphasize here. Anyways, the arms are posable. You can pose them. They have like the classic wire frame arms and everything, but they usually came crossed. That's why I let them cross on these. And they have weight on their feet so they don't fall over. All of these animatronics with these feet have that. But I'm not too sure. One thing I want to know, and Jordan, if you watch this video, do me a little favor. When the fuck were those frogs that would sing upside down and those like plushes that would have like a little heart in the chest? And they were made, I believe, by Dandy that would have the same exact mechanism and shit. When were those pieces of shit made? So I'm wondering if they were, I don't know, early 2000s or so, and these were, straight copies out of that. But we know that the latest iteration of the mechanism of these things, the latest iteration of a use of one of these mechanisms was last year with Techie Toys' Terror Clown. I still want one, and I never received one. Fuck you. But yeah, that's practically it. I have nothing else to say. I think I have already said everything. This one has a ring. This one seems like it used to have an earring, but it's gone. As well as a tag. So, anyways, here we go. We're gonna begin with this one. But yeah, that's that one. And now we go with the other one. Yeah, these rechargeable batteries are giving the last of the last. I gotta get more rechargeables next time. Because these I've had these for like over 2 years now. Maybe a little more. And they are starting to give in really badly. I mean, I spent like 3 fucking hours of my time trying to get these shits to charge. And the charger said they were charged. But, yeah, it ain't quite true. Yeah, and one thing I forgot to point out, they both have the butt, the tag missing. Usually these have a little dab of hot glue, and they would put like a press on off or press here piece of paper, and of course it's gone on both of these, but they have the dab of glue. But yeah, that's it. I'll put better batteries into this one. I'll make one last activation, and that's it for the video. Now, like I've said before, if I get the chance to own more of these, I'll own more of these. I deadass love these things. I miss them so much. Like, it's like fucking being 9 years old again. Only that this time you actually know how to fucking fix them instead of being a fucking dumb shit kid who just doesn't even know how to fucking stitch. And that was me back in 2009. I was just beginning the whole repair thing. Actually, no, it was 2008, I believe. Either 2008 or 2009 when I made my first chip replacement. It was just a wire mess, but, I began right there, and I wasn't really too much of a specific genius on fixing stuff like I could consider myself right now, so there we go again. So I hope you guys enjoyed that review, and a little bit more of info before I leave. There's actually many more of these that I know of. At one time when I was very young, I actually saw one that had like an orange shirt, and it was exactly like this, but it had an orange shirt. I know there's one that has a yellow shirt too. I believe there's a white shirt one that has this exhibit shit on. Of course, then you have the caps. They can actually put another color. There's actually some that have it black. There's some that have it red. And they may have another logo type and everything. Like, they all say hip-hop, but some actually say butterfly or something like that. I can't remember what exactly they said, but yeah, that's what they say. But yeah, I mean, that's practically everything. Then, of course, there's the other more generic ones that have another sound chip instead of this specific one. They either sing, like, I don't know, I believe, I have that fucking feeling they must have made one with a fucking saxophone that plays Surrender. I just believe that, but I know they made one, a bunch, actually, that played Primetime Sex Crime. I had one myself, and it was different. It was actually different than this, but yeah, I mean, that's everything for now, so thank you for watching, and until next time.